King Charles III tallies up swans with 800-year-old royal tradition. King Charles may hold the title of the United Kingdom's monarch, but he also possesses a more unique moniker, Seigneur of the Swans. The label essentially means that Charles, 75, is the owner of every wild, unmarked swan in England that roams the country's rivers. The sovereign put this title to good use on Friday, July 19, when he participated in a royal tradition called the Swan Upping, a tally that Charles takes every year of the swan populace on the River Thames. The custom, which dates back to the 12th century, was facilitated by David Barber, the current royal swan marker, earlier this weekend with his team. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any news about the British monarchy. Barber and his group set out on a journey of the famous river's 79-mile reach in order to count the white birds swimming around. The royal family shared a clip of the event via Instagram, showing the Swan Upping crew rowing in boats called skiffs to record the swans. The ships also held red flags that were branded with Charles' royal emblem. Through the centuries, British kings and queens would eat the swans as delicacies for lavish banquets. Nowadays, the annual census has changed from a ceremonial event to a significant part of wildlife conservation, according to the royal family's official website. Barber opened up to people in 2021 about the Swan Upping event, noting that the entire process takes only about 20 minutes to complete. All the young cygnets, an adolescent swan, and adult birds have to be released together as the cygnets will get lost otherwise. So you have to be very, very careful. You face the cygnet to the parent bird, and then they will go off in the water together, he said. Swans are large birds that weigh up to 15 kilograms, 33 pounds, Barber went on. They have a wingspan of approximately 2.5 meters, 8.2 feet, so they are a very large bird to deal with. They are heavy to get out of the water and, of course, they flap around quite a bit too. He added, "It's worth doing because if we didn't, the population of swans would just gradually disappear." The tradition of the Swan Upping was even one plot point in Season 6 of Netflix's The Crown, which saw Queen Elizabeth II, Imelda Staunton, have a tiff with Prime Minister Tony Blair, Bertie Carvel, over how to improve the monarchy's reputation. Blair insists he can slash superfluous costs by eliminating certain employees of the royal household, such as the Warden of the Swans, though the Queen ultimately refuses. The Swan Upping is Charles' latest public outing as he continues to undergo treatment for an undisclosed type of cancer, having delivered a speech to Parliament at the Palace of Westminster on Wednesday, July 17. One of King Charles III's guard horses bit a tourist posing for a photo in London. Footage taken outside of the Household Cavalry Museum on Monday, July 22, showed a large crowd of tourists surrounding a soldier and his horse, who appeared unsettled as several people approached to try and pet the large animal. Despite a large warning sign on the wall just behind the King's Guard that reads, "Beware, horses might kick or bite. Don't touch the reins." Thank you. Several tourists attempted to touch the horse and pose for a photo with the horse nipping at each of them in warning not to come too close. At one point in the clip, a woman dressed in a black baseball cap and a Pink Floyd shirt ran up to stand right next to the horse, who immediately chomped down on her arm. The woman cried out in pain before returning to her companions and collapsing on the ground with a visible injury. This is not the first time tourists have disregarded a royal horse's warning. Last year, a tourist posing for a photo with a King's Guard horse was shocked when it bit her ponytail and dragged her off balance. In a separate incident in April 2023, another tourist attempting to take a photo with the King's Guard was head-butted in the arm by the soldier's horse. "We want to ensure all those who visit the Horse Guards have an enjoyable time," the United Kingdom Ministry of Defence said in a statement to the New York Post in 2023. "This area is particularly busy with tourists. Signs clearly display warnings that animals may bite and for tourists to keep their distance. This is for the safety of those on duty and the public. The statement continued, if this is the case, they are actually allowed to shout warnings at you to make you go away. If people start acting aggressively, the soldiers can even present their bayonets to them. Per the official website, the household cavalry is considered to be the public face of the British Army, both at home and abroad, and is divided into the Army's two most senior regiments, the King's Life Guards and the Blues and Royals. They carry out mounted ceremonial duties on both state and royal occasions.